ma'am.
Madam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Dr. Josephine, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Josephine, madam, good afternoon.
Josephine, ma'am.
Evangeline, madam, good afternoon, madam.
Evangeline, ma'am. Good afternoon. Dr. Evangeline, ma'am.
Very good afternoon. Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Hi everyone. How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Fine, ma'am. Fine, ma'am.
Welcome.
Ma'am, I heartily welcome you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot. It's a great opportunity given by God, first of all, and you are a messenger or angel who has done the job of.
Ma'am, host யார பண்ணனும் ma'am? நீங்க சொன்னீங்க
host actually நான் present பண்றேன் ma'am.
இல்ல co-host பண்ண சொன்னீங்க.
co-host ஆமா. என்னோட son வந்து என்ன வெப்சைட்ல இருக்கான்? ஸ்டீம் சிஸ்டம் 1 அப்படின்ட்டு இப்போ ஜாயின் பண்ணிடுவான்.
மேம் டாக்டர் ஜோஸ்பின் மேம் அதில் அதை ஹோஸ்ட் பண்ணி விடுங்க மேம். ஸ்டீம் வரும் பாருங்க.
சிஸ்டம் 1
சாரி சிஸ்டம் 1
பேரே இருக்கா? ஓகே, டான் மெல்வின் ஒயிட்ஹெட்னு இருக்கும் பாருங்க மேம். டான் மெல்வின் ஒயிட்ஹெட்னு இருக்கு பாருங்க. நான் ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டேன்.
பண்ணிட்டாங்க மேம்.
எஸ்.
டாக்டர் பிரேமலதா மேம். வந்துட்டாங்களா? நீங்களும் ஹோஸ்ட் தான், மாத்தி விடுங்க மேம். பிரேமலதா மேம். டாக்டர் பிரேமலதா மேம் நீங்களும் இப்போ ஹோஸ்ட் தான், மாத்தி விடுங்க மேம். பிந்து மேம் மாத்திட்டேன். டாக்டர் பிந்து மேம் குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன்.
பிந்து மேடம் குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன்.
டாக்டர் பிரேமலதா உங்க யூனிவர்சிட்டியில போய் உட்காந்துருக்கீங்க. ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் ஒரு டாக்டர் பிந்து மேம். வேற ஸ்டாஃப் யார் வந்திருக்காங்க மேம்? யாரை ஆட் பண்ணணும் மேம் பேனலிஸ்ட்ல?
அவங்க யாரும் வரல மேம்.
வரலீங்களா மேம்? சரி.
அருமையான சீனரிப்பா.
மேம்
எங்க நிக்கிறீங்க இன்னைக்கு?
மேடம் யூனிவர்சிட்டிக்கு முன்னாடி நிக்கிறாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
முன்னாடி. ஓ பளீஸ்ல இருக்கு. இன்னைக்கு சண்டேக்கு அங்க எதுக்கு போனாங்க?
இல்ல மேம், பிக்சர் பின்னாடி பிக்சர்.
ஓகே, நல்லா இருக்கு மேடம், அழகா இருக்கு. சாப்பிட்டீங்களாம்மா?
சாப்பிட்டாச்சு மேம்.
ஓகே மேடம், இன்னைக்கு ரீனா ரூபி
ஓகே மேம் வந்துட்டாங்களா மேடம்?
வந்துட்டாங்க. வந்துருவா.
சரிங்க
மேடம் பிளஸ்ஸி மேடம் வந்து அலோவ் பண்ணுங்க மேடம்.
சரிங்க. ரீனா ரூபி மேடம் இருக்காங்க மேடம். இருக்காங்க கொடுத்துட்டேன் மேம். பிளஸ்ஸி மேடம் இருக்காங்களா? பிளஸ்ஸி மேடம் இருக்காங்களா மேம்?
இருக்காங்க பாருங்க
மேம். பிளஸ்ஸி மேம் இருக்காங்களா பாருங்க மேம்.
இல்ல
இன்னும் வரலங்க மேம். பிளஸ்ஸி
சரி, வந்தா அலோவ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க மேம்.
ஓகே மேம்.
வந்தா மாத்திரலாம் மேம்.
ஓகே மேம். ஓகே.
வேற மேம் பியூலா மேம் வராங்களா மேம்?
மேபி வரலாம்.
எங்க வீட்ல கரண்ட் போயிடுச்சு.
மேடம் குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன்.
குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன். நீங்க ஓபனா இருக்கீங்களா வீட்டுக்குள்ள இருக்கீங்களா
மேம்?
வீட்டுக்குள்ள தான் மேம் இருக்கேன்
மேம். குட்
ஓகே ஓகே.
ரீனா மேம்.
குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன் ரீனா.
டாக்டர் ரீனா மேம் குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன்.
மேடம் இன்னொரு நேம் ஒயிட் ஹெட்னு இருக்கு பாருங்க, அவங்க உள்ள வரணுமா?
அப்படியா மேம்? அவங்க சன் வந்துட்டாங்க.
அதான் இன்னொரு இன்னொரு இது நேம் தெரியுது, கேளுங்க.
வேண்டாமா சார்? ஓகே, வேண்டாமா மேம், வேண்டாமா மேம்.
Okay. Ma'am, system 1 and Evangeline invited.
எஸ் மேம். Sir, Javagar sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Dr. Jawahar, sir, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam. But I don't know how I can see the video of mine.
Sir, you.
Sir, unmute your video, sir.
Oh, I have to do that, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, you have to start video. You have to press.
Okay, but then I don't need it because my video is not seen by everyone, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm just casually sitting and then watching what's happening so that I can get to know of things in advance.
Yes, sir. There we are. You can see all the buttons, sir. Share screen, everything is there.
Okay.
On Tuesday, you can operate with that.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you,
a nice, good, great day.
Thank you,
Wish
sir.
you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Saraswati madam,
Yes, ma'am.
start பண்ணுவோமா?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. A very good afternoon to you all. It's a great honor and an immense pleasure for me to welcome you all for the one-week international online seminar on contextual-based adaptive pedagogy. Today's topic is application of ICT in innovative methods of teaching. Today, resource person, Dr. Evangeline Whitehead, Associate Professor, Department of Education and English Language, Princess Nora Bint Abdul Rahman University, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Ma'am, I heartily welcome you, ma'am, and welcome you all on behalf of Center for Capacity Building Program for School Teachers, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai, and Department of Education, SDE, Bharathiar University, Coimbatore, and Department of Education, Mother Teresa Women's University, Kodaikanal. Once again, I welcome you all. Now I invite Dr. T. Premalata, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, SDE, Bharathiar University, Coimbatore, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, madam.
Ma'am, please, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. With immense pleasure, I wholeheartedly welcome you all to the 5th session of one-week international level online seminar on contextual-based adaptive pedagogy, organized by Center for Capacity Building Programs for School Teachers, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, in collaboration with Bharathiar University, Coimbatore, and Mother Teresa Women's University, Kodaikanal. I thank the university authorities for providing me this opportunity. I also welcome Dr. Shivashakti Rajaman, the coordinator for Center for Capacity Building Program for Teachers, Dr. K.C. Bindu, learned professors and participants. I feel happy to introduce today's resource person, Dr. M. Evangeline Whitehead. Dr. M. Evangeline Whitehead is an associate professor of education in English. She got her PhD in education at Periyar University, Salem in the year 2006. She had her undergraduation and masters in English at Madras University. She got another 2 masters in public administration and masters of education at Annamalai University. She has obtained her masters in counseling and psychotherapy. She has received her post-graduation advanced diploma in English language teaching from Norwich Institute for Language Education, Norwich, United Kingdom. She has got 18 years of research and teaching experience in universities, including 10 years of foreign service as associate professor in the Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In the beginning of her service, she served in the well-reputed colleges of education and university departments of education in India. Then she joined as an associate professor in the Girls College of Education in the University of Imam Abdul Rahman bin Al Faisal University, previously called as the University of Dammam at the eastern province of Saudi Arabia. After that, she served as an associate professor in the English Language Center of Taif University at Mecca province of Saudi Arabia. She has also served as an associate professor in the English Language Institute of Princess Nora bint Abdul Rahman University at the capital city of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. She has received appreciation for producing centum results from the former education ministers of Tamil Nadu, respected Mr. M. Thambidurai in the year 2002 and respected Mr. M. Semmalai in the year 2003. She has got appreciation shield from Saudi universities. She is a certified cognitive behavior therapist and psychologist, and she is a students counselor and family counselor. She has published 17 research articles in the highly indexed international journals, including Educational Resources Information Center, shortly mentioned ERIC, US National Department of Education, United States of America. She is a sole author of 17 educational books published in India and abroad. Dr. Evangeline's books are used by almost all colleges of education in India and in abroad. She is a life member of commissions, professional and scientific associations, including All India Association of Educational Research and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia Association of Language Teachers. She is a recognized and authorized guide for research scholars of various universities in India and abroad. She is serving as an external examiner for the final evaluation of doctoral theses of various universities in India. Evaluated more than 50 doctoral theses so far, non-stop continuing. She is a certified reviewer for various international journals of research, especially in the Educational Resources Information Center, US Department of Education. She is a mentor of research scholars and a research personality. She has served in the University Council in matters related to the recognition of educational colleges, academic accreditation, quality assurance, curriculum development, professional development, and evaluation and assessment. She has served as an authorized supervisor for examining and evaluating various theses for the Ministry of Higher Education Scientific Committee of Saudi Arabia. She has supervised 25 research scholars. So far, all got awarded degrees. Such a wonderful resource person has accepted to be a resource person of today's day. The secret of success is a good leader, and a good leadership is all about making the lives of the team members better. I wish to invite such a good leader and administrator, Dr. M. Evangeline Whitehead, to share her views on application of ICT in the innovative methods of teaching. Welcome, madam.
Welcome you, ma'am. I welcome you.
I welcome you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Can I start?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, Evangeline ma'am, good
Yes,
afternoon.
good afternoon, ma'am. Very good afternoon. Very good
On
afternoon.
behalf of Mother Teresa Women's University, Department of Education, and all the staff of university. Welcome, ma'am.
It's my great opportunity, ma'am. I thank you. I thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, to
Thanks a
accepting
lot.
our
Thank you.
attendance.
Thank
Okay,
you.
ma'am.
In the beginning, I praise God Almighty for this wonderful time of gathering online. I exalt Him for His blessing showered upon us. Honorable Vice Chancellors of all the three great universities, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai, Mother Teresa Women's University, Kodaikanal, and Bharatiyar University, Coimbatore. The most respected registrars, controller of examinations, all the hardworking organizers of the three great universities, and respected participants. My warm greetings to all. Now, let me share my screen. Yes, we are talking about adaptive pedagogy in this session. What is adaptive pedagogy? In our regular classrooms, all our learners are different, but most of the teaching methods and materials are same and common to all students in the classroom. This creates a burden to the learner. Some get bored, some get lost, and very few of them try to understand the context. How to bring all these different personalities under one schedule, under one teaching learning process, who have different cognitive and affective abilities in the classrooms. So here comes this adaptive pedagogy. Adaptive teaching brings out a great solution to this problem. Adaptive pedagogy is an educational method which uses computer algorithms to orchestrate the interaction with the learner and deliver customized resources and input interesting learning activities to address the unique needs of every learner. The development of adaptive pedagogy in online teaching is pedagogically driven e-learning materials where the pedagogy is central to the learning experience. Adaptive pedagogy is actually an approach aimed at achieving a common instructional goal with learners whose individual differences such as prior achievement, aptitude, or learning styles differ. Adaptive teaching systems recommend the best places to start a new content and gives more scope to review the old content. So in the adaptive teaching systems, we start a new content. We have new content and we can review. There are scopes to review the old content. In the adaptive teaching, we have various tools for monitoring one's progress. They built on long-standing learning practices such as textbook reading, and add a layer of computer-guided support. In the context of COVID-19, teachers have completely changed from blended teaching learning process to online method of teaching. Exactly started from March 22nd of 2020. We are completely in lockdown period and we have crossed 5 months in this situation. And disappointingly, the period is extending endlessly. In our regular classes, we have an average of 40 students and we have lively interactions and lovely sharings in the classrooms. Now we are in a situation to meet our students online, and most of us feel that the charm of face-to-face teaching learning is missing. But we are in an absolute transformation period. We are really in a transformation period in the history. If we see the history, every transformation period is registered with high value in the world records. Now we are in a complete online teaching mode, and it is the need of the hour. So our performance, our strain, and all of our energy will be recorded in the history. So my title is Application of ICT in Innovative Methods of Teaching. I'm going to discuss only 4 pedagogies that are very effective and useful to support our online teaching. When I started preparing for this presentation, I wanted to say how teaching pedagogies got changed for ages from one period to another. So my thoughts went back to ancient period of teaching in India. So I set my time machine. I have a time machine and I traveled back with it. When I was traveling back and back and back, my machine stuck in a particular place called ancient Nalanda University, the university of 6th century. So I wanted to have a ride inside the great university, one of the 7 wonders of the world. I'm happy to take you also there. Come, let's go. Participants and friends, please use your headphones to see this video. We'll have a video now. Don't share it. No sound. Ma'am, are you getting the sound?
No sound, ma'am.
No sound. Yes,
no,
we don't
Only
get
audio, video is
yeah.
Video
I'm sorry.
only
I'm
is
sorry. I'm sorry. Hello friends, welcome to this video of the Center of Excellence, our pride, the ancient Nalanda University of 6th century. I am Dr. Evangeline Whitehead, created and presenting this video. Ancient Nalanda University is the most ancient and brilliant seats of learning in the entire world in the 6th century. You are seeing the front appearance of the university. The site of Nalanda is located in the Indian state of Bihar, about 55 miles southeast of Patna. Nalanda University was one of the world's first residential universities. That is, it had dormitories for students. It was started in 6th century and long lasted for 800 years with nearly 10,000 students and 2,000 faculty members of various disciplines. full view of the university. Now you are seeing various buildings in the university campus, which is very vast. It is another view of the university, showing the magnanimous 9-story building with dormitories in the ground floor. Library of Nalanda University. This picture shows the entire view of the 9-story building and the other buildings, including reading rooms. The Library of Nalanda was named as Dharmakanch, that is Mountain of Truth, or Dharmakancha, that is Treasury of Truth. Nalanda University's library was the most renowned repository with plenty of books and scrolls in the world at the time. The library was located in a 9-story building where meticulous copies of texts were produced and kept. The 9-story library had full of documents, scrolls, and copied books enabled individual scholars to have their own copies. Nalanda had 8 separate compounds and 10 temples, along with many other meditation halls and classrooms with parks. Now you are seeing the long path with number of classrooms. This view shows only one side of a building. The entire campus was very, very huge with countless classrooms and buildings like this. Curriculum of the ancient Nalanda University. Nalanda University attracted pupils and scholars from Korea, Japan, China, Tibet, Indonesia, Persia, and Turkey. Courses were drawn from every field of learning like Veda, philosophy, Samkhya, and Sanskrit grammar. Courses like medicine, metaphysics, theology, astrology, space science, and martial arts also were there. 64 art forms like music, dance, acting, jewel making, spinning, weaving, agriculture, painting, engineering, and so on. Teaching techniques used were lecture methods, discussion, practical sessions, experiments, debates, and physical labor. Listening, contemplation, concentration, storytelling, memorization, critical analysis, and seminars also were in practice. Ancient Nalanda University of 6th century was one of the 7 wonders of the world, attracted eminent personalities of the world. It is India's identity. The ruined constructions of ancient Nalanda University is silently proclaiming India's greatness in education. It remains in our hearts. Certainly, it makes us feel proud of our motherland. Quality education is our country's pride. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Thank you for watching. In those days, we had 4 other famous universities also, which attracted many foreign students too. Takshila University in an area where it is located in modern-day Pakistan, and it was well known for the medical school. And we had another one called Vallabhai, and we have Vikramashila. These universities were very, very popular in those days. Now, this ancient method of teaching, we have a very traditional and a very prestigious educational system, which has a rich history of its own, attracted many, many foreign students. And also we have attracted foreign countries also. Education in ancient India was quite different from the other parts of the world. We had a Gurukulam setup, for the entire duration of the studies of a student. No fees was charged for the education. In fact, it was the teacher's responsibility to take care of the child, including food, clothing, and housing. According to this system, physical labor was of utmost importance. So even if a child was interested in acquiring philosophical knowledge, he would still have to do some manual work every day. Guru was the only source of knowledge, and whatever he knows, he taught to the students, or the students were called as disciples. Explanation, practical sessions, lecture, discussion, debates were all the teaching strategies followed in those days to impart education. And it is very special to note women also got education, but in a very limited access. Vedas and Jnanas are taught to women, and that too limited to for religious songs and poems necessary for rituals. Now, friends, we are in the period of education 4.0. We call this period as education 4.0. And it talks about smart technology, artificial intelligence, and robotics. All of these have great impact on our daily lives. In preparing our students for cyber physical systems, learning and using technology become a major part in our curriculum. We have now project-based curriculum, and the skills acquired by the students have a place in their credit system, and we call it as Education 4.0 in 2020. But fine, it is very surprising to note that in Nalanda University and other reputed universities in those days had a curriculum including theories and skill-based education. They taught 64 art forms and astronomy and space science included, and all these subjects have had some parts in their credit system. And now, when I was traveling back, I reached the 15th century. In the 15th century, an innovation called printing press enabled people to share knowledge more quickly and widely, and there was an increase in the number of students and books at that time. Printing press had been invented in the 15th century, and knowledge spread wider and faster than ever before. The impact of printing press on education was a major reason for educational developments at that time. A library has started flooding with collections of printed materials. There were tremendous growth of universities in different countries around the world from the period between 1960 to 1990. Development of universities were higher in the economically developed countries. According to UNESCO data of 2004, there were more than 10 lakh students enrolled in higher education in the year 1900. Sometimes back, we followed traditional methods of teaching. Traditional education is defined as teaching-centered delivery of instruction to classes of students who are the receivers of information. Traditional method of teaching is where a teacher directs students to learn through memorization, recitation techniques, and thereby not developing their critical thinking and problem solving and decision making skills. Traditional method is otherwise called chalk and talk method, and it's a one-way flow from the teacher. Repetition, recitation, and the practices of imparting knowledge were common. And it is teacher-centered and as isolated curriculum. Rote learning and memorization was encouraged, and only teacher can ask questions. And then comes a blended method of teaching. By the way, we have come to the year 2000 now. Blended learning is an approach to education that combines face-to-face and online instructions. It is a method of using educational materials and opportunities for interaction online with traditional place-based classroom methods. It requires the physical presence of both teacher and student, with some elements of student control over time, place, path, or pace. Blended courses are classes where a portion of the traditional face-to-face instruction is replaced by web-based online teaching. The term blended learning is also called hybrid learning, technology-mediated instruction, then web-enhanced instruction, or mixed mode of instruction. Blended instruction is reportedly more effective than purely face-to-face or purely online classes, and this is my opinion. Then blended learning materials can also result in high levels of student achievement, more effective than face-to-face learning. In the pandemic COVID-19, which struck in March, affected all sectors, and education is not an exception. The educational system is totally disturbed for these 5 months, where all schools, colleges, and universities are temporarily closed. Presently, the educational institutions have received directions from the Ministries of Education and Higher Education to conduct classes online. Due to the effect of this pandemic disease, now teaching has completely transformed from blended learning to online teaching learning process. Now it is the great responsibility for the teachers and the educational institutions to run the system flawlessly, in fact, very effectively, to break through the situation. Now I would like to talk about digital pedagogy. Most professors and teachers will agree with me that the teaching online remains relatively a new frontier to all of us. Online instructors struggle with keeping students motivated and thoroughly engaged in the course material. It is a great challenge in front of every teacher who teaches online. Teachers say students feel lack of motivation in online teaching. Learning from home can be lonely without the enthusiasm of classroom learning with peers. Students feel a strong sense of isolation and other distractions at home that slow down their desire to learn. There are technical difficulties with online tools too. But these matters can be handled very easily by using effective online adaptive pedagogy, that is, adaptive digital pedagogy. Digital pedagogy is the study and use of contemporary digital technology in teaching and learning. Digital pedagogy is not only about using digital technologies for teaching and learning, but rather approaching digital tools from a critical pedagogical perspective. Digital pedagogy for K-12 education in the United States of America followed in blended learning and online, only online classes for quite a number of years. We might have noticed it. And digital pedagogy may be applied to online, hybrid, and face-to-face learning environments. Not like ever before. We have now plenty of online tools in our hand. We have teaching tools, we have video making tools, we have drawing tools, we have assessment tools, we have extension tools, we have plagiarism checking tools, and n number of applications. Thanks to our educational institutions throughout India and foreign countries, they have done a remarkable job in this period, in this COVID-19 period. They are conducting excellent faculty development programs and webinars online all these months and taught us to have effective online classes. With the knowledge we have gained so far, we can have effective teaching strategies for conducting very interesting online classes. For example, I have used very simple tools to prepare the video you have watched now. I have used the PowerPoint expanded images, my voice in Audacity tool, and Render Forest free version video slides, and transition I use there. Then free background music online, and outro music also free online at the end, all edited in Filmora 9. Here, I'm going to discuss about only 4 teaching methods mostly suited for our online teaching and its orchestration. So the first one is interactive teaching pedagogy. So what is interactive teaching pedagogy? Interactive teaching is an approach that helps students become more engaged in the classroom activities and retain more information. Interactive teaching strategies help students strengthen their problem solving and critical thinking abilities. Today, the lessons in the virtual classrooms are much more challenging and interactive. The activities allow online tutors to create interest about a concept or a problem and to easily present new concepts. So interactive teaching methods are more flexible. I would like to insist at this point. This is more flexible in the virtual classroom. It helps the teacher and students to incorporate more practice into the teaching learning process. It creates students' attention and interest and encourage them for an overall involvement in the classroom. And also it helps to measure the accomplishments. We have assessment tools to assess their accomplishments online. Then it gives fun and enthusiasm, and it is very, very interesting. So all these things are there, but if you keep your materials as slides, then it will be boring and won't be creating any attraction. Maybe it leads to distraction either. So it is in the hands of a teacher to create curiosity and interest in her online teachings using many more tools. So before introducing some easy tools to you, I would like to say about this Flanders interaction styles. Okay, this is online Flanders, not the old one that we had in 1980s or 90s. Okay, here I am suggesting this Flanders styles, and you can encode and decode the study patterns of teaching and learning. As a teacher, you accept students' feelings and emotions in the beginning and plan for a warm-up session by playing short videos, or you can introduce them some gamified talks also. So praise and encourage their involvement and participation in the ongoing session. Randomly call your students by names and ask them to unmute themselves. Okay, so when you call your students by their names, it's a very important technique, I should say. When you call your students by names, it creates an emotional bond between you and your student. So try to call them by names randomly and ask them some concept questions in a very friendly manner and have an eye on their active presence. When they respond, just accept their feelings. Okay, then whatever they say, first praise and encourage, and then if you need to correct or give your suggestions, make it gently. Then accept their ideas, allow their questions, and then you impart knowledge, and then you can give ideas and directions. So they should realize that they are given more importance in the classroom transactions. So give gentle criticisms. Okay, then your criticism should be gentle in public and make it personal also if it requires. Then use stealth assessment techniques here. I'm going to just shortly explain what is this stealth assessment techniques. Okay, you can allow them to talk, that is people talks, and you can allow them to present, make some presentations, or you can give them classroom projects and allow them to talk. Let them talk and come out with their innovative ideas. That is a very, very good idea to make them interact and involve in your online teaching. And have final discussions. And digital education continues to transform online teaching, and it paves way to utilize the technological and technical knowledge of our online students. You know, our kids are really very good and smart in operating the tools. And your classroom students also, they are really very, very talented in using this technical, I mean, using all these gadgets. So you can utilize their knowledge of the online in your online classes. So therefore, to make it fit to the present educational needs of the online students, and we have to use interactive teaching ideas to challenge our students' knowledge on technology. There are many effective teaching tools like Google Classrooms, where you have Google Meet. In the Google Classroom, you have Google Meet, and of course, we have Zoom, and recently WebEx. WebEx is used widely nowadays, and Microsoft Teams. Personally, I prefer Microsoft Teams because it is a unified communication and collaboration platform. It has wide video meetings and many options using PowerPoint presentations, usage of whiteboard, and so on. Microsoft 365 applications is a hub for teamwork, which brings everything you need for online teaching. So it provides a single hub to provide you stay connected, get organized, and bring balance to your entire schedule. Microsoft Teams software supports covering meeting options, and there is a special option called note-taking options, and you have whiteboard usage is there available. There are platforms for extending messages to groups also, or you can, if you want to give a personal message to any one of the student also, it is possible you can give a private message then and there on the classroom without others notice. It has storage of documents, spreadsheets, and photos, and chats, and team conversations, all these things available there. And the another one very interesting option is that you can have your work calendar and personal calendar, both are available in one app. So now I would like to point out few interactive teaching techniques which may add fragrance to your interactive teaching pedagogy online. I'm just going to show you just only very few technologies quickly so that you can make a note of it and you can try it. The first one I'm bringing here is learning through argumentation. In your interactive classrooms, you can use question answer sessions very effectively. Use questions to start your lessons. So teachers, you can spark meaningful discussions by asking open-ended questions. This will help you exactly where your students lack understanding of the concept. You can use this question answer sessions both in the beginning of the lesson and at the end of the lesson as well. You can ask the students in groups or pairs to write questions and post it in the notes section, which is available in the Microsoft Teams, and you can proceed your class effectively. Then another technique you can have in the online interactive online classrooms is brainstorming sessions. Brainstorming is useful in generating useful ideas, allowing students to think freely and draw clear understanding and conclusions of the topic handled. Brainstorming helps students to learn to work together, to make connections, and to develop associative thinking. Teachers can plan a structured or unstructured brainstorming sessions using the following drawing tools. I'm going to tell you very simple tools, drawing tools, but very interesting drawing tools, which I have used in my classrooms. The first one is AutoDraw. It is a web-based drawing tool which converts your scribblings and doodles also into a beautiful picture. There are so many interesting options available in this AutoDraw. Then Jamboard. Jamboard is a smart display tool. It's like whiteboard. Jamboard is also a very interesting drawing tool with many options. Then comes Canva. Canva is a very wonderful tool, a graphic design platform, and that allows users to create graphics presentations, posters, and other visual contexts. Teachers can work on the displayed images, equations, as if you are a maths teacher, you can show some math equations and you can ask the students to present something or give their ideas, if some calculations, all these things, formula, all these things you can use. It is available on web and mobile, and it integrates millions of images, fonts, templates, and illustrations. Then comes this draw.io. Draw.io has numerous shape libraries offering hundreds of visual elements, and they give powerful functionalities to use it attractively. Then Simple Mind. This app is a powerful mind mapping tool. There are plenty of mind mapping tools available online, but the Simple Mind is really very simple, and you can make very simple mind mapping mind maps, and you can allow your students also to do it. It has a variety of templates to draw a mind map horizontally, vertically, top-down directions, and so on. Virtually, it has unlimited page size with a number of elements. Very useful for brainstorming sessions. Then Mentimeter, it's again a mind map tool, and you can use it very effectively for your brainstorming sessions. This Mentimeter comes with the edrawsoftware.com. Then arm charts. In arm charts, using arm charts, you can use effective bar graphs, pie diagrams, and flow charts on the screen, and you can create a very wonderful brainstorming sessions in our classrooms. Then Padlet. Padlet is a web app that lets use it using posting notes on a digital wall. The uses of this site as a classroom are virtually endless. Now, I'm coming to discuss about the third technique, which is called word cloud guessing. Another useful activity is word cloud guessing. You can ask your students to form a word cloud on the day's topic. You can challenge your students to create word cloud to bring down the keywords. Then you have some beautiful tools for this. A very simple and free tool is wordclouds.com. It is a very user-friendly tool with plenty of options to customize your word clouds. Choose from a variety of themes, colors, fonts. You have different fonts, sizes, and custom shapes. Then comes Jason Davis. Jason Davis is a Wordle-inspired word cloud tool. Its layout is written in JavaScript. And then comes Word Art. Word Art is originally known as Taggle. It is a popular word cloud generator known for its variety of designs. Then the fourth technique you can use is photo assignment. You can assign these photo projects in groups and ask the groups to present a photo or image related to your topic. As I said, formulae, equations, or any biology diagrams, anything can be used here in the photo assignment. And you can use, of course, flow charts and all these things using this arm chart. You can use arm chart for this technique very well, and all drawing tools can suit to match with your needs. Then you have specifically, I say Canva is really good for this photo assignment. So all drawing tools will support you for having this technique in your classes. It is a good tool for language teachers also. Then a very simple and interesting technique is psychoanalysis. Divide your online classes into pairs and make them revise your last class by using the psychoanalysis technique. Each student has to ask different questions about the material. The focus of this activity is on analyzing rather than memorizing facts. Then you have number of classroom assessment tools. So I say Google Form, we know it pretty well, and Kahoot, of course, a very game-based assessment tool. You have Edmodo, it's a content assessment tool, and Socrative, it has educational games, and Mentimeter, of course, it can create some interesting matters, and you can ask your students to poll activities in your classes. And Quizlet, it tests and gives you games and in the mobile. And Answer Garden, it is really a time brainstorming tool. And you can use Formative. This is designed for live assignments. And Peer Deck comes in the Google add-on tool. You can use it for your explanation. Then and there you can start discussion sessions, and you can conduct online assignments, everything. This Peer Deck is really very, very wonderful. So the last technique is constructive feedback. Friends, you have to get, this is my idea, you can get feedback from your students then and there. Be specific. Make your students realize the consequences of their mistakes if they commit, perhaps, and gently ask their opinions, and from their opinions, you can correct your flaws and drawbacks in the online classes. So these are the things which I would like to introduce for the first adaptive pedagogy. And then the second technology is simulation technology. The second pedagogy I'm supposing of interactive online teaching is simulation technology. Okay, simulation technology in online teaching makes incredible progress in education. Almost all disciplines of students' studies use this technique. Simulation is a controlled representation of reality. You know very well what a simulation, and it is simulations are instructional scenarios where the learner is placed in a world defined by the teacher. So simulation means role playing or rehearsal in which the process of teaching is carried out artificially. They represent a reality within which students interact. The teacher controls the parameters of this world and uses it to achieve the desired instructional results. Assimilation is a form of experimental learning. Active students' participation is possible in simulation technique. Online simulations can be tried in all course goals. Simulations can work in many subjects like biology, geography, economics, physics, chemistry, mathematics, nursing, political science, engineering, English, and education, and so on, endlessly. So simulation tools can transform abstract concepts into interactive visual concepts and make the concepts easier for students to understand the performance and relationship between different system parts. Simulation tools can track students' progress and provide standardized feedback that can aid in developing your skills. Depending on the simulation you may need to install Java for that. Some of the simulation tools I'm going to explain you here is PHET tool for all science subjects. This PHET provides fun-free, interactive, research-based science and mathematics simulations. We extensively test and evaluate each simulation to ensure educational effectiveness. These tests include students' interviews and observation of simulation used in classrooms. The simulations are written in Java, Flash, or HTML5 and can be run online or downloaded to your computer. All simulations are open source. Multiple sponsors support the PhD project and enable these resources to be free to all students and teachers. Now I would like to show you a very simple PhET tool. Yeah, this is a tool. This is something related to your diet, and the one person here, the animated person, as his age is 22 and is 5.5 feet height and his weight is 135. Lobes and body fat is 22.5. You see, he takes some food, junk food, we can say, without doing some exercise. Now, you say his belly is slowly enlarging because he's not doing any exercise, but he eats all junk food available in the market, and you see the two red and green bars, which shows the riskness of his heart. So his belly is enlarging when he takes up all the junk food. And, you can see this is a very interesting tool. When you change the height and weight accordingly, the body, the animation response. So you can teach your students of this diet and concept on diet. There are very, very interesting options are available in this particular PHET tool. Now I would like to show another one, which is related to eye, the retina works. Yes, it shows color vision. Yeah, how this red rays react on retina, how the green rays react and how the blue rays react and how your brain functions for it. And the biology teachers can use this tool very effectively. And how the color changes. You have many number of options here available. You can operate it, and you see the brain functions, all these things. It's really a very useful tool. You have number of tools like this. Then I would really like to show you another interesting app, which is this app is related to virtual reality. It is a virtual reality 360 VR video. The first one shows some Russia New Year function festival. This is a virtual reality 360 VR video. See, you can just turn your camera and you can see the 360 view of the particular place. Yes, virtual reality is a stimulated experience that can be similar to completely different from the real world. And it is really an entertainment and an educational purpose. These types of videos are called immersive videos or spherical videos. Virtual reality 360 VR videos are stunning, really stunning, and captivating ways to share immersive show stories, places, experiences to your students. Users can plan around the video by clicking and dragging. See, participants, really, friends, it is really possible for us to take our students to Russia and show them the New Year festival and all, but not now in the COVID period. But you cannot take your students to a particular place. That is possible in this virtual platform. Let us see where you can take your children. Of course, it is a very new platform for storytelling. Yes, exactly this place. It is invariably matchless for all subjects. This tool is very effective. It's an underground, underwater. You can see all the 360-degree area underwater. You can take your students here simply to show how fish and other water animals are working, doing, running their life, and the rocks and the plants, all these things, and how sun rays penetrating inside. And you can see crocodile, tortoise, and all these things. It's very interesting. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Great. Yes. This VR video, this virtual reality video, can experience in higher video quality like 1080 pixel or 4K or even 8K. The purpose of higher resolution is the quality of the video of the virtual tours, in which you can view even minute things, even very small, tiny things and minute things. And this video playing here is in 4K. And then another beautiful technique called role play technique. And one vibrant part of the virtual classroom experience is role play. Role play technique boosts students' effectiveness as well as engages their intellect and effectiveness. In role plays, learners stand in the shoes of another role to create more engaging and memorable learning in a safe environment. So you know very well about role playing, and here I suggest VDemo. VDemo is a very beautiful role playing tool, learning management system created by professors for their teaching purpose. This VDemo tool helps the teachers to have virtual role plays. Then you can have Game Master, Hero Machine 2.5, Hero Machine 3.0, Fuse, Doll Makers are very, very interesting tools to have effective role plays. And then comes stealth assessment. It's a very new technique. This is assessment technique, of course. Let us discuss within 2-3 minutes about stealth assessment. As people play computer games to explore stimulated worlds and overcome challenges, the computer software monitors their progress. It continuously collects data about players' actions, making inferences about their goals and strategies to set appropriate new challenges. While playing games, you can assess the personality of a person. I hope you all agree with me. Peeping around and cheating and other undesirable qualities are exposed in most of the games, and you can assess personalities, and that is this stealth assessment tools do in the classrooms. In many of the video games, players' behavior, measurements, and personality traits are measured. Of course, this stealth learning is a very, very effective tool for conducting an online class. When an instructor uses clear, disguised ways to introduce learning objectives through non-traditional tools such as games to encourage students to have fun and learn. Students think they are merely playing, but they won't be realizing that they are monitored. So this tool is really helping in that aspect. This approach of continuously tracking a person's progress while providing immediate and automated responses has been termed the stealth assessment. And it is starting to be widely applied to educational games and simulations. It is very interesting to note that stealth assessment can test how to even, it measures how to even measure aspects of learning, such as perseverance, creativity, then strategic thinking, and it refers to evidence-based assessment. So I can say some of the tools for using this. This World of Warcraft is a game tool, and you can use it for stealth assessment. And you can make your own games using this Game Maker Studio. It's a very popular and very simple tool for making games. You can create wonderful games for multi-levels with beautiful backgrounds and sound effects. And the simulation technique is my last technique in this list is micro teaching skills. We are all very familiar with this micro teaching skills. In those days, when I was doing my bachelor's in education at St. Christopher's College of Education, Chennai, I was very much fascinated with micro teaching skills. I was really compelled by my father and my mother to have a BA degree. Actually, I wanted to have medicine, but because of some personal reasons, I couldn't get it. So my parents compelled me to have a degree of education. So really, they compelled me to come, and with off mood, I entered this college to have my education, graduation. But thanks to all my professors, I should say all my professors taught me very well in St. Christopher's. I should proudly say that I'm a student of St. Christopher's. Actually, one Dr. Rob, she taught me English, and this micro teaching skills became a very fascinated technique in those days. I really used to write very cutie lesson plans using different examples, using different techniques and all these things. And I used to collect it as booklets, and I used to keep it. And it turned to be a hobby at that time. That led me later on to write a book on micro teaching. And I should really remember and thank Dr. Rachel Jabaraj. She taught me educational statistics, and if I am a little good in statistics and research methodology. And that credit goes to really Dr. Rachel Javaraj. I still have her notes. And sometimes, when I feel like seeing my records of BA, I used to see the notes. I carried all my B.Ed records to Saudi Arabia and kept it there for all the 10 years. And then I should thank Dr. Vimala Punitha Kumar. She taught me psychology, a very strict personality. We were literally very scared to attend her classes, but she taught us psychology in a very effective way. So again, I started loving psychology like anything because of Dr. Vimala Punitha Kumar, then Dr. Kelsey Jayachandran, such a wonderful personality, and then under the captainship of Dr. Bal Reddy. So these personalities have created a great impact on my mind. I entered as a learner with an elbow, with very off mind because of my parents' compulsions, and I got a breaking point there. I got a turning point there in my career, and then I came out as a leader. And in my to my students of both foreign and Indian students, I used to share about my professors. In my higher educations, I can mention many number of professors, but I had my turning point in the B.Ed. See, the effective teaching can change a student's life. That is I am the real example for that, with great teachers, great professors. And thanks to my hearty thanks to all my professors of St. Christopher's. And then I come to the third pedagogy, that is contextual based pedagogy. Context-based pedagogy is the third adaptive pedagogy we discuss here. Okay, context-based teaching refers to the use of real-life and fictitious examples in teaching environments in order to make the students learn through the actual practical experience with the subject rather than just its theoretical parts. For explaining this contextual-based pedagogy, I would like to get the support of Codd's reactor strategy, which is based on contextual learning methods. Codd's contextual strategy includes 5 essential students' engagement strategies in teaching learning process. The first one is relating in learning in the context of real-life experiences, or using pre-existing knowledge to understand a concept. Teachers must furnish everyday sites, events, incidents, and they can use any conditions online and allow learners to connect their situations to obtain new information to be processed or problems to be solved. And the second one is experiencing, that E stands for experiencing, which focus learning on the context of exploration, discovery, and invention. Of course, experiencing is the heart of contextual learning. Whatever you teach, just help your students to experience it. Small classroom projects can be given, and they can post it in the teaching tool for others' view also. Then the third letter is applying, which stands, A stands for applying. Which is learning by applying new concepts and information in a new concept and using this information in a useful context. These applications are often based on authentic real-world tasks. Teachers, you can invite guest speakers or resource persons to present contextual learning experiences in your online classrooms. You can invite even other faculty. It's not possible to call a guest speaker always for a class. You can quickly call your faculty, your other faculty member in the same department, or if it's some related topics are connected with other departments, you can call other personalities to present a session or share a session. So team teaching, I really suggest this team teaching. And then cooperating. Cooperating is learning through sharing, again, responding and interacting with others. This strategy is a primary instructional strategy in contextual teaching. Cooperating and sharing knowledge helps the majority of learners to learn the material, and it also helps the learners to understand the real life concepts. Even the administrators and employers value employees who can communicate effectively. So, sharing information freely and work comfortably in a team teaching is always noticed by the administrators or anyone and appreciated. So, you can use this strategy. Okay. And in our online classrooms, teachers have to promote this skill effectively to your students. That is the future employees of the world. Then the last one is transferring. Transferring is using knowledge in a new context and a novel situation. In fact, this strategy is a fundamental one of teaching students from the known to unknown and simple to complex. This is a very simple thing we always know, and we always make it very effective in our classrooms. So that is transferring from simple to complex, known to unknown, all these things. So this strategy will help our students to handle unfamiliar situations and solving problems effectively with confidence. So for this context, well, I can explain more, but we are running short of time. So I introduce a very few tools for conducting this. This will be supportive and effective. One, Office Lens. It is one of the most popular apps that students can use to make instant scans with the camera on their smartphones. So it works as a scanner, and it helps students to scan and share classroom handouts and other materials, very important materials. Then Office Lens can be synced with OneNote, and it can sync with OneDrive in Microsoft. And scanned documents such as pictures, text, reading materials, then outlines, tables, contents, business cards, and everything can be saved and shared very efficiently. This app allows you to scan, and you can crop and make the image crisp and tidy. Okay, the specialty of this app is that it makes on whiteboard can be turned into Word documents, and information from business cards can be instantly turned into context on your mobile. So this is a very good app for conducting this contextual based teaching. And the next app is Notability. Notability is one of the best note-taking apps available in the web market. More than a note-taking app, students can annotate PDFs, images, and GIFs. They can brainstorm their ideas and make quick and easy note of them for future reference. In those days, we used to write everything in the notebooks, and still I keep all the notebooks for my reference. But these people are really lucky enough to have these apps, and they can save their classroom notes and any important references for a long time. So they can brainstorm their ideas and make quick and easy note of them for future reference. And this app is best one for them, and it comes free with Mac OS and iOS devices. And it does a great job of letting you free from typing or taking notes by hand. And then I bring another one called Go Concord. With this app, students can retain massive information that they can accumulate over the full course of a semester. So GoConquer assists by providing users with interactive functions such as courses, mind maps, flashcards, notes, quizzes, slides, flowcharts, whatnot. Everything your students can have in this app. This app works as an extensive digital library for learners. It's a very useful app. Then another lab, this is called Duolingo. Duolingo is an American platform including a language learning website and a mobile app. It has a number of digital language proficiency assessment tools, and English teachers, language teachers can use this Duolingo very effectively. Then comes Class Dojo. This is a very important tool. I like it very much. Class Dojo is a free classroom communication, community building, and behavior management application. Well-behaved student bodies associated with better learning for everyone in the class, as it minimizes distractions and improves student focus. Class Dojo enables teachers to not only track behavior and share this with parents, but also assign students tasks which build positive behavioral skills and traits. Eliciting students' attention to the online classes is a great challenge, as we are discussing in all the faculty programs and webinars, and it's really a very challenge, and we face it in our online teaching. So please try to use this class dojo and explore how it works. Then the last one is constructivist pedagogy. Constructivist pedagogy is an approach to learning where learners are given opportunity to construct their own sense of what is being learned by building internal connection or relationship among the ideas and facts being taught. The constructive classrooms has this following style. The learners are actively involved in the teaching learning process. The learning environment is democratic. Of course, the activities are interactive and student-centered. The teacher facilitates a process of learning in which students are encouraged to be responsible and autonomous. And there are 5 principles followed in this pedagogy. The one is posing problem concepts of emerging relevance to students. Focusing structured and learning around primary concepts. The third principle is seeking and valuing students' ideas. Then adapting curriculum and teaching styles to address students' suppositions. Then assessing students' learning. So what is posing problem concepts to emerging relevance to students? This encourage your students to explore new materials and solve problems. So case study technique can be used here. Case study technique and storytelling now combined together called case storytelling can be used to pose problems and create emerging relevance to the students. So for this principle, you can use these things effectively, and you can use video and audio, online conferencing, chat room, and other things to for this. Then the second one, focusing, structuring, and learning around primary concepts. The instructor can furnish relevant videos or PPTs to help the students to explore the subject matters by themselves. They can insert learning tools to add videos. They can ask questions and conduct discussion forums. Okay, and in Wikipedia link, they can insert some tools and they can make them discuss, and they can ask questions. All these things are possible with the insert learning tools. And the third one is seeking and valuing students' ideas. To analyze reasoning on this issue, the instructor can use web chats, okay, discussion boards, and allow students to have short presentations as well. The learners select a suitable topic for the project from a variety of learning choices and available online and that are relevant to their particular learning issue. Then comes the fourth one, adapting curriculum to address students' suppositions. Suppositions means their assumptions, their beliefs, and so on. Teacher can realize students' views about the curriculum and online instructions. Teachers can offer feedbacks quite often to check their students' progress and the problems of the particular chapter handled. Online activities, tasks, and gamified activities can be introduced here. And then the fifth one is assessing students' learning in the context of teaching. Good assessment practices support teachers to the instructors' need to provide a non-judgmental feedback to the learners for improvement. So this tool, the tools you can use is, of course, again, you can use all the tools discussed so far for this principle. All right, now we have prepared a very tasty menu now using all these pedagogies discussed so far. Now the material is in our hand, and how to serve it, how to present it to your audience, and that matters. It is an interesting skill, okay, and that comes the orchestration. Orchestration, what is orchestration? It is not a strategy, but it is a plan for organizing a real-time teaching with related activities while proceeding or teaching. Orchestration refers to how to arrange and how to plan, and this teaching includes multiple layered classroom activities. And to my perception, orchestration is a modern lesson planning, I should say. It is a strategy of regulating classroom activities. So, in an online course, students perform various activities such as assessing course resources, doing assigned readings, showing up live sessions, answering quizzes, etc. The temporal flexibility means that these activities may occur at different times in different places on the platform. So that's it is important role for the instructor to point out and guide and manage in real time the various activities of students. So arranging your activities is called the orchestration. And I can give you a very simple thing, a plan of how to arrange your classroom activities. So you can have a warm-up session for 2 minutes, and you can have introduction for 3 minutes, content related interaction for 5 minutes, and then you can give a task, task 1 and task 2 and theme 1 for 20 minutes or 15 minutes, and then task 3 related to the matter which you discussed in the task in the theme 1, and then you can proceed to theme 2 for another 15 or 20 minutes, and then you can have your task 4 and for 5 minutes, and you can have your classroom assessment and theme 3 for 10 minutes, and you can have a conclusion beautifully. You can end up the session with the discussion. So some simple orchestration strategies I suggest are provide a weekly announcement about the upcoming week's topics. Okay, that will be very, very helpful for the students to prepare and to get ready for your plans. And maintain a regular schedule of posting materials and send an announcement pointing to the new materials. Then create audio or video posts to clarify common doubts. Then personalize messages or emails. Then fix catch-up dates for students to complete their assignments and strictly follow it to the level best. And get the course specifications responsible for different orchestration tasks. So I'm coming to the end of the session. So we have beautiful ideas, beautiful tools, pedagogies, everything in front of us. So what are we going to do with all these things? So some best practices can be the takeaways of this presentation. Again, I'm going to show you a slide share. Please use your headsets. So friends, let us make a brilliant attempt to overcome this pandemic period. It's just a passing cloud, but takes a little longer to pass it. That's it. Have you ever noticed falcons? Of course, falcon is the national bird of Saudi Arabia. We have falcon rides and beautiful sessions with falcons in Arabia. Normally, when they stretch their wings, It will cover 6 meters from one tip to the other. It's a very powerful bird. Eagles can fly up to 160 kilometers per hour. It can fly as high as 15,000 feet. Its eyesight is very powerful. It has 1 million cones per millimeter square, whereas human eye has 2 lakhs cones per millimeter square. Its beaks and claws are very powerful. It has the longest lifespan. It can live up to 70 years. Its nest used to be on the high mountain tops. Its nest usually 3 tons to our surprise. Eagles know how to balance the feathers. See, if it loses one feather in one wing, it will shed another feather on the other side to have a perfect balance in flying. What a technology this bird is using, right? When the eagle gets aged, okay, its wings become too heavy due to their thick feathers in the whole body, make it difficult to fly. That particular time, the eagle is left with only 2 options. What are the 2 options? It has to die, honestly, or it has to go through a painful process called molting. Molting is a very painful process. To undergo this process, the eagle will fly to a mountain top and it sits on its nest. Then it will pluck all its feathers completely from the body. Then it will pluck its claws on both legs. Then the eagle knocks its beak against a rock until it plucks out completely. The loss of blood in this stage is extremely horrific. Just imagine how painful it could be. This painful process of change lasts for 150 days. It sits without proper food or water for all these days. Now the eagle waits for the growth of new beaks and new feathers. After 5 months, the eagle will come out with all its mighty and power. It is its rebirth. With the new power, it will make a powerful hunting in no seconds. It will take even a big sheep or goat, whatever it may be, it will take in no seconds. After the molting period, the eagle will live for another 30 years, 30 more years. See, this lockdown is our molting period, friends. Sitting at home, we renew ourselves every day. Let us shed all our unwanted matters and renew ourselves with new feathers, with new skills, the feathers of new hope. Whatever you feel you lost, you will get it in double measures. So we are all really planet shakers. Come, let's go rock this entire world. So a famous quote says, make every effort to add to your faith goodness, and to goodness knowledge, and to knowledge self-control, and to self-control perseverance, and to perseverance godliness, and to godliness mutual affection, and mutual affection love. Let us make our every effort with the hope and do strong perseverance. This hope will give us knowledge and self-control, and it will lead us finally to love of society, love of student society, and your every sincere effort will take you to heights. Yes, friends, do you realize we are silently making a record of for our future generation? We silently teach them how to manage with the natural disasters and keep our educational teaching standards to par with the world standards. Remember the days of old. Consider the generations long past. Consider and care about the future generations to come. Effectively teach and reach the hearts of your students. Let my teaching fall like rain, and my words descend like dew, like showers on new grass, like abundant rain on tender plants. Let my teaching fall like rain, and my words descend like dew, like showers on new grass, like abundant rain on tender plants. Let us strive hard and bring success. Thank you very much for this great opportunity to share my thoughts in the August gathering in the month of August. Thank you, one and all. My special thanks to the one and only Dr. SSR. Can you guess who is that personality? Yes, exactly. This unbeatable all-rounder of TNTU, Dr. Sivasakti Rajamal. And I thank all
Thank you so much.
our delegates and our heads of the universities. Thanks a lot. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much, ma'am.
madam.
Very
Thank you very
excellent
much.
session, ma'am.
Thank you
Today's
very
session
much.
is. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Excellent,
Thank you.
excellent lesson. We are realizing how to study B.Ed. All the concepts, micro teaching too, and learning, and all the theories of learning. So one great way to B.Ed curriculum. Very informative, very effective, ma'am.
Thanks a lot.
Lively.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for answering this.
Ma'am, excuse me,
But
question session, ma'am.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
sure. Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Dr. Premalata, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Read the question.
Madam, a question from the participant Manimaran.
Yes.
Can you suggest more ICT tools, particularly for language teachers?
There are a number of tools available, and I really use whatever I discuss this Duolingo and all these things. I really use very few tools, and I use it repeatedly. I'm not actually an ICT IT person, and actually I am a transformer from a traditional way of teaching to the technological teaching. So I use wherever I can swim freely. So tools are, when you open the website in one day, you will find 100. The next day it comes as thousands. So my dear, you have to explore and find out.
Next one.
Yes.
How to overcome the 40 minutes challenge in the Zoom version, free version?
Sorry.
How to overcome the 40
Yeah.
minutes challenges in the Zoom version?
Yes, Zoom version, of course, you can have your effective teaching. But I suggest Microsoft because you have notes taking options, and you can use your whiteboards there, and you can have your presentation. Of course, here also you can present. It is all plans, orchestration. It's all orchestration skills. You have to sit and plan for it, and you can have your sessions, what we discussed in the orchestration, like you can plan for a warm-up section, you can plan for a this one question answer session, and all these things you can plan, and you can effectively use this 40 minutes. You can introduce task 1 or task 2 according to that time. All these things can be done, but I don't say the Zoom app is bad, but actually for classroom interactions, I always suggest Microsoft.
Madam, a
Yeah.
participant Kasturi Shesha Kamalam wish to
Yes.
talk to you, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Kasturi, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, really awesome session, ma'am.
Thanks a lot.
Enjoyed a lot. Because of network issue, I will be there only after 3:30, ma'am.
Oh my
I
God,
feel,
sorry.
but in YouTube it's
It's
available, ma'am.
available.
I will
Yes, yes.
come.
Yes, the
Videos
organizers
available.
will help you. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot.
Get
Thanks
more
a lot.
knowledge, ma'am.
Thanks
In
a lot for
YouTube,
that.
100 plus participants viewing, ma'am, and also in there 200 plus participants, 500
Okay.
plus. Really rock the old tomorrow, ma'am.
Sure,
Because of
sure.
your creative ICT.
Very good. Thanks
And
a lot. Thanks a lot.
okay, ma'am.
So
Thank
if,
you, Shivashati, ma'am, and
Thank you, ma'am.
Premlata, ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Madam, another question.
yes,
Nowadays, in the educational field, so many online apps are used.
of
Which will
course.
be more effective?
Again, I should say it's up to your knowledge on IT tools and the usage, the applications. In what area you use. There are gamified tools. Just I said there's stealth assessment tools and video tools. Everything is there, and you have to plan. Of course, it's a vast area. It is like swimming in a ocean, in a mighty ocean. Wherever is comfortable for you, whichever is safe for you, you can swim there, of course, because it's a ocean. You can find hundreds this day, and you can find thousands tomorrow, and day after tomorrow it will go up to 1 lakh. So we cannot suggest one. So wherever you feel comfortable to swim, it's like swimming only. Wherever you feel comfortable with your students, also whichever tool is interesting to your students, you can use it.
A question from Hemant Kumar.
Yes.
How can a teacher use simulation teaching method to teach secondary level teacher learner?
See, for secondary learners, there are very, very interesting apps. I can even suggest this Baiju app. Nowadays, you can see the advertisements in the TVs, in the medias also. For that Baiju app is mostly related to the secondary level of teaching. See, you have wide variety of tools for secondary students. Yes, many apps available. According to the subject, you can choose. I showed you this PHET tool, and you have all the subjects available there. So with completely with tools, you cannot run a class. Of course, we are talking about tools, but it is not also effective. Too much of everything is good for nothing. So don't use too much of tools. Wherever tools are needed, you use there, and wherever your teaching is needed, teach. So that I really suggest this blended teaching. You have to teach online. You have to impart your knowledge, your expertise to your students, and make it interesting, elicit their attention, and check whether they are really listening to you or distracted with the local household things. You see, you have to keep it in mind. See, so one of your student may watch you, listen to you from a market. One of you may listen to you from a agricultural field. Some of you may listen to you from a mechanical shop. Some of you in the house. So it is up to you, and it is up to the interest and the participation of your audience. So that you have to as basically for secondary level, there are very interesting and mind-blowing tools are available, my dear. You have to explore.
Shakti madam, audio.
Am I not audible?
Shakti madam.
Yes. Ma'am, question from C. Bharati. Nowadays, in the education field, so many online apps are used. Which will be more effective, ma'am?
Online apps that I repeatedly telling, there are many apps available according to the subject, according to the necessity, and according to the interest, and according to the age of the students. You have to choose. You cannot bring a very this stealth assessments and all for secondary, high secondary, and college students. But for kids, you cannot use this stealth assessment. Is useless for kids. So you can use gamified tools for them. So according to the age, according to the standard, it decides. So it is up to the teacher. So we have a lot of time, plenty of time now at home. Of course, it's our period to learn, of course. So use and learn your techniques, and there are a lot of repositories available, online repositories. You can take your idea from there.
A question from Dr. Rajababu. Compare the education system, KSA and India, briefly, ma'am.
Yeah. Saudi Arabian education. Saudi Arabia or America?
No, ma'am.
And India.
And India. KSA and India.
Okay, there in Saudi Arabia, they have forms, they have semester system only. That is as like our college style. They have semester systems. That's like it is almost equal like us, but we have annual exams, but they have 2 exams, and the books changed every semester. But they have this form sessions like first form, second form, like that. Of course, in the final school level, after the final school levels, they enter the graduations. There they have to learn for 4 years. 3 years compulsorily for, I think in our national education policy 2020, there are scopes for this idea, I guess, and they have to learn for 4 years. The undergraduation covers 4 years, and the last year, the final year is completely field education, practical education. So in this way only the schools are, but there are very equal to India and foreign countries. The common.
Ma'am, Dr. Premlada, ma'am, any other question?
Could you please tell the difference between virtual reality and augmented reality?
Augmented reality is, of course, you teach you bring the real situations into virtual. You can say that is augmented reality. We can say that we have seen the PHET app and other things. So you are bringing the reality into your classrooms. It's called augmented reality. Very simple. Virtual reality is also that.
Okay, ma'am.
மேம் நிறைய கொஸ்டின் இருக்குன்னு பார்த்தா உங்களுக்கு ஃபீட்பேக் மேம் தான் உங்களை அப்பெல்லாம் புகழ்ந்து ஃபுல்லாக ஸ்டார்டிங் டு எண்ட் வரைக்கும்.
Thanks a lot.
So we are so happy, ma'am.
Thanks
That
a lot.
also, one of the participants told, ma'am, please come back to India and make new minds and hearts.
Fine. Definitely.
Dr. Evangeline, ma'am, we want one more session to you, please.
Sure,
another topic.
Sure, definitely.
We are all very impressed.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. And doctor, you can send all the questions to my mail ID,
yes,
so that I want to check each and everything, and I have to give them very satisfactory answers.
Okay,
it's my responsibility.
Definitely,
yes.
I will send it.
I should not leave even a single soul there without answering.
Thank you.
So please send all the questions to me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your
thought-provoking
speech.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot. It is a great opportunity for me. I should thank all the vice chancellors and all registrars, respected registrars and controllers of examination. And yesterday by 1 o'clock, I get some information from Dr. Sivashakti. Sleeplessly, she's doing work. And she is a very good asset to TNT. And of course, you're all people doing really justifications to your universities. And all these universities are very lucky to have all of you. Very hardworking personalities. So that India is developing, ma'am. So that India is developing. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prashati, madam?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I invite Dr. T.S. Reena Ruby to deliver the vote of thanks.
Ma'am, a very good evening to everyone present here on this wonderful occasion. I am sure that this 1 week international seminar on contextual based adaptive behavior will create such an extraordinary result. So I feel happy, and it gives a great pleasure to propose the vote of thanks in this moment. At the outset, the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to the commitment to excellence, regardless of the chosen field of endeavor. So, with such commitment, there are 3 pillars of 3 great universities. They are none other than the Vice Chancellors of Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Professor Dr. Panjanathan, Professor Dr. Kaliraj, the Vice Chancellor of Bharatiyar University, and Professor Dr. Vaidehi Vijayakumar, the Vice Chancellor of Mother Teresa Women's University. Without the encouragement and great support of these great persons, such programs are not possible. So at this forum, I would like to thank all the 3 Vice Chancellors for having given us this great opportunity. And greatness lies not in being strong, but it is the right use of the strength. So there are 3 persons who use their great strengths at the right place in the right way. They are none other than the registrars of these 3 great universities. Professor V. Balakrishnan, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, the registrar. Dr. K. Murugan, the registrar of Bharatiyar University. And Dr. A. Suganti, the registrar of Mother Teresa Women's University. So I thank the 3 registrars of these 3 universities for having given us this opportunity to get such wonderful exposure to the contextual based adaptive behavior techniques. So a lot of techniques people are getting exposed to. So I thank the registrars for giving us this opportunity. And people grow through their experience if they meet life honestly and encouragingly. So such awesome personalities are there behind this international seminar. They are none other than the conveners, Dr. K. Mogan, the Deputy Registrar of Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Dr. Josephine Catherine, the Principal of Stella Matutuna College of Education, Dr. A. Renuga Devi, the Assistant Professor and Head in Charge of Department of Education, Bharatiyar University, Dr. K.C. Bindu, Associate Professor and Head in Charge, Department of Education, Mother Teresa Women's University, the organizing secretaries who work hard throughout day and night 24/7 for the success of this program. They are none other than Dr. T. Shivashakti Rajamal, the Assistant Professor and Coordinator for Center of Capacity Building Programs for School Teachers and Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University. Dr. T. Premalata, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, Bharatiyar University, and Dr. P.B. Beulah Bell-Bensi, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, Mother Teresa Women's University. I thank every one of you for contributing your effort in giving us such a good exposure on contextual-based adaptive behavior. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much.
I also thank all the joint organizing secretaries, Dr. P. Subramanian, Assistant Professor, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Dr. K. Ratishwari, Assistant Professor, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, and Mr. S. Balamurugan, Assistant Professor, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Dr. S. R.O.K. Elizabeth Josephine from SMCE, and Dr. K. Vijayarani from Bharatiyar University, and Dr. K. Prema from Bharatiyar University, Dr. A. Blessing Mary from Mother Teresa Women's University, Dr. C. Renuka Devi, and Dr. B. Ranjini from Mother Teresa Women's University. I also thank all the faculty members in these 3 universities for your support. And gratitude is the best way to appreciate a right person in the right place. So I think this is the right place to have a right person. She's none other than today's resource person, Dr. Evangeline Whitehead, Associate Professor, Department of Education and English Language, Princess Naro bint Abdul Rahman University, Saudi Arabia. Ma'am, it was a very informative and knowledge-provoking session. I think this session would have been a great exposure to all the participants. There were more than 400 to 500 participants live as well as in the forum. I think no one would have object of their thought which I'm saying. I think everyone will go with the thoughts of mine. It was really a very, very knowledge-provoking and very practical-oriented session. Every one of us will take this opportunity to use your informations in our day-to-day teaching, learning, and in particular during this pandemic period. I think the informations passed by you will give us a great hand in coping with this pandemic situation. Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of all the 3 universities and on my own behalf, I thank you so much for spending your wonderful time with us and making us, aware of all those things. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And many hands will make light work. Only on cooperation and coordination of all these programs, people, this program would be success. It is none other than all our participants. And I think they are all with us all through the program with a lot of questions and lot of interest. And in the chat box, there are a lot of feedback on this session. So I thank all the participants for sparing your time and for being with us, without whom this program would not be a success. So on behalf of, again, all the 3 universities, the organizing secretaries, conveners, and on my own behalf, I thank all the participants for being with us. And at last, I thank all the people who are directly and indirectly behind the screen to make this program a grand success, the technicians and the people who helped us in organizing this wonderful program. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Reena, ma'am, wonderful vote of thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Evangeline, ma'am.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much for this great opportunity. Thank you very
so
much.
Dr. Bindu, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Dr. Premalata, ma'am. Thank you so much, Dr. Reena Ruby, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Josephine, ma'am. Thank you so much, Dr. Renuka Devi, ma'am. Thank you so much, Professor Jawaharlal sir. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, all the participants. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ma'am, shall I wind up the session, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.